Hello, Dr. Meredith Hayes here. Today, we need to have a frank and honest conversation about a topic that is surrounded by myth, shame, and a great deal of misinformation, especially for men over 60. I'm talking about masturbation. What happens if you stop? What happens if, due to a lack of a partner, low libido, or simply a belief that it's something you shouldn't do at an older age, you cease this activity entirely? As a urologist, I can tell you that the consequences are not just psychological, they are physical, and they can be significant. What I am about to share with you is what the medical community knows about the real, tangible effects of sexual inactivity on a man's body. This isn't about morality, it's about physiology. So if you've ever wondered about this, or if you've stopped for any reason, this video is a must-watch. The information I'm about to provide could have a profound impact on your long-term health.
For generations, masturbation has been a taboo subject, shrouded in secrecy. Many men, especially those from older generations, were taught that it was wrong, harmful, or something to be ashamed of. And as men age, this feeling can intensify. You might think, I'm too old for that, or I don't have a partner, so what's the point? But your body doesn't operate on social norms or beliefs. It operates on a simple, biological principle: use it or lose it. This principle applies to your muscles, your brain, and yes, it absolutely applies to your sexual organs and function. When a system in the body is not used, it begins to atrophy. Blood flow is redirected elsewhere, tissues can become less elastic, and nerve pathways can become less responsive. It's a natural process of the body conserving resources. So, when a man stops ejaculating, whether through intercourse or masturbation, a cascade of physiological changes begins to occur. These changes don't happen overnight, but over months and years, they can lead to significant and sometimes irreversible consequences for your prostate health, your erectile function, and even your immune system. In this video, we will pull back the curtain and look at the hard science. I will detail the 5 major physiological consequences of ceasing ejaculatory activity in older age. My goal is not to shock you, but to empower you with the knowledge to make informed decisions about your own health. This is a conversation that is long overdue. Let's go through the 5 key consequences, one by one. Consequence number 1, increased risk of prostate cancer. This is perhaps the most significant and well-researched consequence. For years, we've suspected a link, but now the evidence is overwhelming. A landmark study from Harvard University, published in the journal European Urology, followed nearly 32,000 men for 18 years. The results were stunning. Men who ejaculated 21 or more times per month had a 33% lower risk of developing prostate cancer compared to men who ejaculated only 4 to 7 times per month. The leading theory is the prostate stagnation hypothesis. Your prostate gland produces seminal fluid. If this fluid is not regularly flushed out, it can stagnate. Over time, potential carcinogens, inflammatory agents, and old cells can build up within the prostate ducts. This creates a toxic microenvironment that can promote the development of cancerous cells. Think of it like flushing a plumbing system. Regular ejaculation cleanses the prostate, removing these potentially harmful substances before they have a chance to cause damage. When you stop, you are essentially allowing this stagnation to occur, day after day, year after year. A 33% reduction is a highly significant protective effect that you have direct control over. Consequence number 2, penile atrophy and tissue fibrosis. This is the use it or lose it principle in its most literal form. The penis is composed of specialized, sponge-like erectile tissues, the corpora cavernosa, that fill with blood to create an erection. The health of this tissue depends on regular, oxygen-rich blood flow. Full erections stretch these tissues, bringing a surge of oxygenated blood that nourishes the cells and keeps them elastic and healthy, a process called penile oxygenation. When you stop having erections and ejaculating, this regular oxygenation process ceases. The tissues are not being stretched and nourished. Over time, this can lead to a condition called fibrosis, where the elastic tissue is gradually replaced by non-elastic collagen fibers. The tissue becomes stiffer, less able to expand, and can lead to a real, measurable loss in penile length and girth, often referred to as penile atrophy. It's a vicious cycle. Lack of use leads to tissue changes, which makes achieving a full erection more difficult, which leads to even less use. Regular ejaculation, through masturbation, ensures that the erectile tissues are kept healthy, oxygenated, and elastic, preserving their function for when you need it. Consequence number 3, weakened pelvic floor muscles. The act of ejaculation is a powerful muscular event. It involves a series of rapid, involuntary contractions of the pelvic floor muscles, particularly the bulbocavernosus muscle. These muscles are critical for several functions. They help propel semen during ejaculation, they support bladder control, and, crucially, they compress the veins at the base of the penis to trap blood and maintain a rigid erection. They are the gatekeepers of erectile hardness. Like any muscle, the pelvic floor muscles weaken if they are not exercised. The rhythmic contractions of orgasm are the most intense workout these muscles get. When you stop ejaculating, you stop giving these muscles their regular, high-intensity training. Over time, this leads to a weaker pelvic floor. A weaker pelvic floor is less effective at trapping blood in the penis, which can result in erections that are not as hard or do not last as long. It can also contribute to urinary incontinence and a weaker urinary stream. So, by not masturbating, you are inadvertently weakening the very muscles you need for both sexual function and urinary control. Consequence number 4, diminished nerve response and libido. Your sexual response is a complex interplay between your brain, nerves, and hormones. The nerve pathways from your genitals to your brain need to be regularly stimulated to remain sensitive and responsive. When you masturbate, you are reinforcing the entire neural circuit of arousal and orgasm. You are stimulating the thousands of nerve endings in the penis, sending signals up the spinal cord to the pleasure centers in the brain, which in turn releases a cascade of neurochemicals like dopamine and oxytocin. When you stop this stimulation, these nerve pathways can become less sensitive over time. It's like a path in a forest. The more you walk on it, the clearer it becomes. If you stop using it, it gets overgrown and harder to navigate. You may find that it takes more stimulation to become aroused, or that the sensations are less intense when you do. Furthermore, this can impact your libido. The brain's reward system is tied to dopamine release. If you are no longer getting those regular dopamine hits associated with orgasm, the brain's motivation or drive to seek out sexual activity can decrease. It's another vicious cycle. Low activity leads to lower libido, which leads to even lower activity. Consequence number 5, potential negative impact on the immune system. This is an emerging area of research, but the findings are fascinating and logical. Orgasm and ejaculation are not isolated events, they have systemic effects on the body. Studies have shown that sexual arousal and orgasm can lead to a temporary increase in the number of immune cells, specifically natural killer cells and T lymphocytes, which are crucial for fighting off infections and even cancer cells. For example, a study found that individuals who had frequent sexual activity had higher levels of immunoglobulin A, IgA, an antibody that is the first line of defense against colds and flu. Furthermore, the release of hormones like oxytocin and DHEA during orgasm has been shown to have stress-reducing and immune-modulating effects. Orgasm also promotes better sleep, and we know that deep sleep is absolutely critical for a healthy immune system. While masturbation is certainly not a cure-all for immune problems, the evidence suggests that regular ejaculatory activity contributes to a more robust and balanced immune response. By ceasing this activity, you may be missing out on a natural, regular boost to your body's defense systems. So, let's put this all together. When an older man stops masturbating and ejaculating, he is not just taking a break. He is initiating a series of physiological changes. He is increasing his long-term risk of prostate cancer by allowing stagnation. He is risking penile atrophy and fibrosis, potentially losing size and function. He is allowing his critical pelvic floor muscles to weaken. He is dulling the nerve pathways of arousal and potentially lowering his libido. And he may be missing out on a regular, natural boost to his immune system. I am not sharing this to scare you. I am sharing this to empower you. Your sexual health is an integral part of your overall health. It is not something to be ignored or to be ashamed of, at any age. If you have stopped masturbating due to guilt, misinformation, or a lack of a partner, I hope this information gives you the medical and scientific permission to reconsider. This is a form of self-care. It is a way of maintaining the health of your body. It is a way of actively reducing your risk for serious disease. Think of it as essential maintenance for a vital part of your body. You brush your teeth to prevent cavities. You should stimulate your sexual system to prevent its decline. This is a conversation that needs to happen. If you agree, please hit the like button to help this video reach more men who need to hear this message. Subscribe to my channel for more frank, science-based health advice, and be sure to ring the notification bell. And now, I want to create a safe space for discussion in the comments. Without going into graphic detail, has this information changed your perspective? What myths were you taught about this topic when you were younger? Sharing your experience can help break the taboo and let other men know they are not alone. Thank you for your courage in watching this video and for taking your health seriously. Disclaimer: the information provided in this video is for educational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice. Always consult with your healthcare provider for any personal health concerns. Thank you.